In engineering, figures are a key way to communicate results, and making figures that are easily understandable and that are presentable is a key communication skill. So what I've done here is I've tweaked the plot settings to get a plot that is more understandable and more presentable, and I'll show you what I did. Before I show you that, I should mention that if I click on this export button here, I can export my data into a CSV format, and then I can make my plots in Excel, and I can put it in, in a convenient folder. So that's an easy way to get data in your plot into Excel for further processing. Let me show you, the parameters I tweaked to get a more understandable and more presentable plot. Under the General tab, I changed the title, so I have, an explanatory title here. And then I changed the labels for the axis. So over here, I deselected this and gave it a custom label, and I called it axial velocity, and I gave it the units. It's better actually, in most cases, and over here to present it in non-dimensional form. So, present it as axial velocity over average velocity and so on. I haven't done it here. You can derive the corresponding non-dimensional values in CFD post, but we won't do that here. And under y-axis, I gave it a custom label for this axis. I called it R, and again I gave it the units. And I changed the legend that I did under line display. So under Fluent Solution, I changed, I deselected that and gave it the legend name, and I called it Fluent Solution and indicated where that, it's at the outlet. And the analytical solution, I gave it, a corresponding legend, and here I indicate that the analytical solution is only valid in the fully developed region. I also went into the chart display, and I changed the size of the line. I made it 3. Gives me a slightly thicker line. You can play around with these settings too, until it works for you. And then I increased the font size for the title, axis titles, and so on. And these are the settings I used. And you have to, and I like to increase the fonts, especially because when you are putting the figure in a report or something, you are typically shrinking the figure, so you want to increase the font sizes. So by making these few tweaks, you can get much more presentable solution, or much more presentable plot.